Week 9 has an amazing Sunday night football matchup as Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills fly on down to Cincinnati to play Joe Burrow and the Bengals, who looked amazing this past week as they beat the San Francisco 49ers. The Bills are coming off a pseudo bye weekend as they won against Tampa Bay Buccaneers on last Thursday night. So they had a little bit extra rest to watch this week's football and also get prepared for the Sunday night football matchup. It's going to be an amazing one. This is where when I see these matchups, I just keep thinking about how freaking lucky we are to be in just like this era of football, because you just go look at the AFC. You got Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and then you've got Trevor Lawrence in the AFC South, and potentially Will Levis and CJ Stroud as well, also in the AFC South. You got Joe Burrow, you got Lamar Jackson, you got potentially Kenny Pickett and Deshaun Watson. We'll have to come back to that. But then you go to the AFC East, and you got Josh Allen leading the way. You got Tua also as well. You got Zach Wilson. And so, so many just great quarterbacks and one like not so good quarterback in the AFC. And so whenever these quarterbacks get together, it's just such a fun matchup, because I always remember when like Manning and Brady would meet.
Yeah.
And play. Like, it was just like super hyped up matchup. But I'm trying to remember it even just during that time. And I'm sure there were other good quarterbacks. But still, I feel like we have so many of those Manning type Brady matchups now.
Yeah.
Every single week.
Yeah.
or every other week. And so it's fun when these teams get together, because it's playoff atmosphere, playoff vibe, and for it to be on Sunday night, it's going to be a fun game to watch here, especially too after this Week 8 matchup with the Bengals really dominating the 49ers. I think this is now the Bengals team that we were expecting to see.
I think they've arrived.
I think they have arrived here. So, what do you think? Just kind of what's your overall expectations for this primetime game?
So, I'm going to start with the Bengals here, because what they did to this 49ers defense was extremely impressive, and I'm going to lead into some of my concerns with the Bills. So, first off, they scored 4 touchdowns today, 4 different players. Tyler Boyd, Andre Yoshivas, Jamar Chase, and Joe Mixon, right? Yeah. 3 passes, 1 run. They kicked a field goal, a 56-yard field goal from Evan McPherson also. But that's not the impressive part about this team, in my opinion. Besides their litany of offensive weapons, this defense has come on and become extremely good. They're a top 10 defense, I think, both in pass and run defense. They had 2 turnovers today, I believe, 2 interceptions. I'm not sure if they had any fumbles, but this Bengals team, they're looking really good. And this is the healthiest we've seen Joe Burrow all season, and he looked fantastic today. He looked healthy and comfortable out in the pocket. And if I'm a Bills fan, I'm really concerned about that, because not only do they have these litany of weapons, the Bills have a litany of injuries on the defensive side of the football. Ed Oliver missed last week. I believe the Bills were on a bye this week. Is that correct?
No, they played Thursday Night Football.
Oh, that's right. And they did not look good. So my bad on that. Since they didn't play on Sunday, I totally forgot that they played. They have a litany of injuries. And they're still struggling tremendously on the offensive side of the ball to really find any rhythm. They did find Dalton Kincaid had kind of his welcome to the NFL game last week, but even then, I still think Josh Allen can get wild with the football at times. And I'm really interested to see what this Bengals defense is able to throw at the Bills. What are kind of your impressions of this game and these teams coming into this matchup?
Yeah, I think the thing for me when it comes to the Bengals is just initially just looking at Joe Burrow's performance and kind of piggybacking off what you said, as well as it's not just like when I think him and Jamar Chase had the game a couple weeks ago against the Arizona Cardinals. It's great, but it's like you don't want to be a one-trick pony. I think that's what makes a lot of these really good offenses in today's game compared to just like a good offense is if you can just spread out the wealth and have all these different touchdowns, all these different passes, like looking at the targets. And that's what they were able to do against a really good 49ers defense. On the flip side as well, this is a good offense. They're able to hold them to just 17 points. They were able to hold the Seahawks to just 13 points as well the week before that. So things are starting to click. I think they definitely have the bend, don't break mentality, as they are a little bit higher on both rushing and passing yards allowed per game, but overall scoring have definitely improved on that over these past couple of weeks. And then on the flip side of that, then you flip it over to Buffalo, where they were able to pull out a victory against Tampa Bay. I think a good overall defense performance against a Tampa Bay team. But that being said, though, there are some just overall injury concerns of myself Starting with who was the guy?
Matt Milano. I think
Uh,
Jordan Poyer left the game.
Matt Milano, Tre'Davious White as well.
Yeah.
Also being out. So defensively, I think that there's some concern on just how that they're going to be able to stop the secondary as well. But then on the flip side, I will say I did see that from the Buffalo team last week. It's the same thing. They were able to spread everything out as well. Stephon Diggs had a poor game for Stephon Diggs. I believe it was just like 6 or 7 catches for just 70 yards, which is a good game for everybody else. But Dalton Kincaid got involved, Gabe Davis got involved, and then the I'm blanking on his name. Let me pull up his stats here. The
Gabe Davis?
No. Shakur.
Khalil Shakir.
Yeah,
Khalil Shakur or whatever.
Khalil Shakur. Sorry, guys. My apologies, but he had a really good game as well. And that's the thing. The thing we haven't seen from the Bills, in my opinion, was that kind of that spreading of the wealth, all the different targets that guys could get. So like Shakur had 6 targets, Gabe Davis had 12, Diggs had 12, Kincaid had 7, and I feel like it's in the past they've gotten a little bit more top heavy, more towards just Diggs and getting a little more one dimensional. They were also able to run the ball well against Tampa Bay, going for over 115 yards. Those are the things that the Bills need to keep on doing and having a more balanced approach to this offense. But I haven't seen them be able to consistently do it. Now, at the same time, I haven't seen the Bengals be able to consistently do it overall throughout the whole season. But I feel they're starting to.
We've seen glimpses of it, like in certain pockets of games, they've done it really well, but they haven't pieced together performance like they did this past Sunday.
Over the past couple of weeks, definitely the Bengals have. We've seen that improvement, something similar to what they did last year. And so, I feel like for this game, though, I just feel the Bengals match up well against the Buffalo Bills. I think they're able to stop the run with just 4 guys, which will allow them to drop 7 to then cover up Stephon Diggs and their other weapons. While at the same time, I think Joe Burrow is able to exploit this weakened secondary of Buffalo. And at the same time, I think his offensive line is picking up a little bit, able to also provide some running lanes for Joe Mixon also. So I just feel like even if the Bills are starting to improve a little bit, I feel like the Bengals just match up well against them, in my opinion.
Yeah. And like I think if you look at the trajectory of these two teams, the Bills, while 5-3, like they lost to the Patriots, they lost to I'm trying to think. Yeah, the Jets. And like they've shown against teams that have I don't even want to call the Patriots defense top flight, but like they've shown against teams that can throw various defensive schemes at them that they can that they struggle. And I think the Bengals are going to do just that. So let's go ahead and get into predictions here. But before we do that, if you guys have not already, please go ahead and go down and like and subscribe. Tyler and I, we really appreciate everybody helping us reach our 2,000 subscriber goal before Halloween. We're trying to hit another goal. We haven't quite decided on that yet, but just go ahead and like and subscribe and help us reach whatever our next goal comes out to be. And with that being said, Tyler, I'm going to throw it over to you. Who do you have coming out ahead in this matchup?
So I'm going to go with the Bengals here on this one. Prime time at home. I just feel they're just playing a little bit more consistent ball overall. I feel they're a little bit more balanced. Feel like they will be able to exploit Josh Allen and the Bills defense a little bit more.
Yeah.
At the same time, I feel like the Bills still are just inconsistent when it comes to having a balanced offense, which is what they need. And so I think that they're going to be able to limit some of their longer drives and definitely limit on some of the explosive plays. I don't know if Buffalo can do the same. So I'll go with Cincinnati here in this one. I think it'll be a 28-21 Cincinnati victory.
I'm also going to go with the Bengals. I just think you look back at that playoff game last year, and the Bills actually still had a pretty good defense. They were healthy. Matt Milano was on the field. Trey White was on the field. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, both of those guys were healthy as well. And even then, I still felt like the Bengals just kind of had their way with that defense. Now you're looking, Kyer Elam, who's their first-round pick last year in 2022, I believe, he was not started with the litany of secondary injuries just as a coach's decision. He was on the inactives list. And it's like they are so desperate for people to come in and play. And it's like they can't even get this first-round pick that they drafted on the field because he's just not playing up to par. And like that has to be so frustrating. This defense is just absolutely decimated. And then I think they're going to get to a point kind of where I think the Jets had them, where it's like the Bills felt like they really had to make plays. Specifically, Josh Allen had to go make plays. And that's when Josh Allen has been getting in a lot of trouble this year. I think besides his rookie season, has a career high turnover totals so far through 8 games. So like that's just, I just think that they're going to struggle against this Bengals defense. And so I'm going to go with the Bengals as well, especially at home. So
yeah, I like it.
So yeah, but we're both going with the home team. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel. And leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this AFC primetime matchup. Is it going to be the Buffalo Bills? Is it going to be the Cincinnati Bengals? And other than that, we will see you guys next time.